friends, welcome back to Live with Roxy, episode 319, quarantine edition. Tomorrow will make 320, which is almost like 420 without the high. It is Thursday, January 28th. That means we have almost made it through 1 month of 2021. And oh boy, has this month been long and trying and up and down and strange and in and out and all the things that but I will say we are still here. We are still together, and that does make us very lucky. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today live with Roxy, as I am mostly on time today, at least compared to yesterday. Life gets in the way sometimes, but it did not keep me from coming here live on the show. I think I've decided, and don't hold me to it, but I think what I've decided is that I am going to do this show. Well, I don't know. Maybe 365 is the best day to stop. But I kind of want, as I said, I would do it for all of quarantine. I kind of am thinking about stopping on the day that I get vaccinated, or my second vaccination, as I'll be in a late crew. But I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted because I just keep getting so many questions. How long are you going to do this for? You guys think I know the answer to anything? It feels like I know the answer to nothing anymore. It's been a wild one. A really wild one. So we are talking about some things today. I checked out that really crazy WandaVision trailer for episode 4, and I have some thoughts, so I want to break that down. I didn't get the screener for episode 4, so I'm going into this as blind as you guys, except for having seen that trailer, which you guys have seen as well, or some of you guys have seen, and I want to kind of break that down. Also today, I watched Miley Cyrus's Tiny Desk concert, and I just cannot express enough how much I love Miley Cyrus, and I feel like I have expressed how much I love a lot of people. I have talked about my absolute undying love for Chris Cornell, or for Anthony Kiedis, or for Drew Barrymore. I've had people on the show, and Miley Cyrus is getting fucking up there. I really, really love her and a lot of the stuff she does. I think she's a flawed human being, as many are, but yeah, that Tiny Desk concert was amazing. So we'll talk about that. The Schmodown draft is tomorrow. So any last minute questions, comments, concerns, all of that stuff, we can break it down. And also my Facebook was hacked for a third time. And I think I have everything back under control finally. So we will talk about that situation as well. I don't even understand, but we will break that down. And we're going to talk about any questions, comments, concerns you guys have in the Streamlabs, in the super chat, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. And like I said, right here in the super chat. Starting with the Streamlabs, let's get in here and see what came through after last night's show. I say last night because it was a nighttime thing. In case you guys missed it, I did manage to go live. LD123 says, "Hey, Coach, I'm so sorry that happened to your grandmother yesterday. I hate that for you." Thank you, LD. Kind of a weird question. A friend of mine's father told me he would give me money if I took pictures of my feet in various things like milk or mud or pasta. That felt a bit weird, but I was hoping you could shed some light on why this would be. Is it for him to jack off to? How is that sexy? What would you do? How much would it have to be? It kind of came out of nowhere, and I thought Roxy will help. Also, me being kind of, actually, let me pause there and then I'll get to your next ones, LD. Yeah, a lot of people have foot fetishes. And this is something that I have, dealt with many times in my life. Here's the truth. And you can make whatever decision you want, LD. I'm not going to judge you for any decision you make. If you need the cash, if you need the money, or if you like this kind of thing, then you are absolutely able to do it. But I am not into that. It's your friend's dad, so that makes things kind of uncomfortable. I think it's uncomfortable that he asked you in the first place. If you guys don't have a relationship like this, and inappropriate that he asked you. And I think that I don't know if you want those kind of pictures of your feet out there. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. I know that it doesn't feel like a sexy, raunchy photo that you're sending to somebody, but yeah, for sure he's using them to jerk off to. Because again, feet fetishes. And yeah, this has been a hard no for me anytime anybody's asked for pictures of my feet. Now, that being said, the World Girls have talked many times about giving OnlyFans a whirl and only doing feet pictures because we think it's fucking hysterical. But I wouldn't send to one guy asking for my feet. Yeah, Brittany Parker says you're barely legal. That's so creepy. I agree. I think it's inappropriate that he asked you. So I would personally turn it down. But again, if you need the cash, then set what you need. But otherwise, yeah, it's not for me. LD also me being kind of weirded out about this. Is that kink shaming? Is that bad? I don't want to do that. Like tits, I get, ass totally, but feet in food. Is this a don't yuck their yum type of thing? Like, what if I want to see his balls in rice? But that does make me wonder, would a boy send me a weird photo of his dick and balls in ice cream if I asked? I bet they would. What body part would you ask for in what food? LD, you're so cute. No, it's not kink shaming if you don't shame him for it. Like if you don't want to send him the feet pictures, that's not kink shaming. We're not sitting here and saying he's a fucking loser for liking pictures of feet. Like that would be kink shaming. You just don't want to participate. Just because you don't want to participate in somebody's kink doesn't mean that you are kink shaming. In terms of balls and rice, that would not do it for me. I have to say, I don't want any pictures of anybody's anything in any kind of food. That's not my thing. I wouldn't dig that. I'm not turned on by food, and I'm not turned on by body parts in food. So that just wouldn't do it for me. That's just kind of the truth of that. Todd Fair in the house said, in the spirit of great comic book fights, what spirit of that? What do you think would win? Who do you think would win Batman versus the Doctor from episode 3, WandaVision? And also, is weird someone wanted pictures of feet because feet smell? See, that's kink shaming a little bit. I'm not commenting on him being weird. That's not what I'm commenting on, but that's yours to comment on. What do you mean the Doctor from episode 3 of WandaVision? The Doctor? Who would win, him or Batman? 100% Batman. What? That Doctor had to get carried there. Super confused by this question. Does anybody else get it anymore? Thanks, Todd, though. And Brittany says, I never judge or shame you for doing it, LD, just to be clear. Absolutely. Brittany, you're the best. And same thing. You got to do what you got to do in life. But it wouldn't be personally for me. John Get Bent in here says, hey, Roxy, how do you feel about people settling out of court? Oh, settling out of court. No specific case in mind, but just in general. Hope your Grammy is doing all right. Stay awesome. This is a very, very broad question, John Get Bent. I feel like different situations cause for different things. I mean, I think that when you are a celebrity, often it's in your best interest to settle out of court. And often people accuse celebrities of things that they've never done because they are looking for a cash grab. And those celebs don't want it there. And so settling out of court can be the right move, although that then shows that they're willing to give money to people who accuse them of anything. And so then that can cause more people to sue them. So that is difficult. Also, sometimes it causes rich people to be able to get away with things they shouldn't be able to get away with. So, there's a lot of different scenarios. Definitely is a case-by-case situation for me. But if you do have any specifics in mind, John Get Bent would be happy to answer those a little more. But hopefully that helps slightly. All right, what are you guys talking about in here? Batman all day, every day, says Rob. Obvi says Batman forever. Todd continues to confuse, right, Jake? Jake, I wanted to go live on, the fuck is the app called? Cameo? No, it's not it. Stereo. I wanted to go live on Stereo, and I wanted you to sit there with me. But then I forgot to ask. It's a good story, Rox. It's a good story. Tell it again. Oh, God. It's just a whole thing. Okay, going back to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Rob Fishbeck says, saw your tweet about Miley Cyrus. Hearts of Glass is fantastic, but her other cover of Boys Don't Cry is legit the most rock and roll thing I've ever seen in a long time. She owns that stage. I wish she would just do a straight up rock and roll album. Yeah, but I want her to do whatever she wants to do. And she's got all different types of genres that she loves. But yeah, it's great. It really is. She's incredible. And we'll talk about her a little bit more. Paul 3JP says, Roxanne. Paul, you haven't earned the right to call me that. Why do you keep doing that? Hope today is a little better than yesterday. We burning Wall Street to the ground or what? Let's go. Buying AMC, trying to pay off my student loans. I don't know how to fuck with the stock market, so I don't, because I feel like anytime something's a sure thing, if I do it, it's no longer a sure thing. But you do you. It is fucking crazy how pissed rich people are about this right now. It's making me giggle. I keep watching clips of the richest people being like, and it's just not all right the way that they're making money, and the rich people are not. Oh, you guys are so stupid. Mark Jason Ali in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, hey, Skittles, glad you're feeling better. How's your back and how's Grammy doing? I couldn't watch live last night as I was asleep, UK time. Went back and watched if I missed the show. World Girls was awesome without giving anything away. What's your strategy for tomorrow? A lot of questions come in from Mark. Let's break them down one by one. All right. So to start, how's my back? It hurts so fucking bad, just to be honest. How's Grammy doing? She's in so much pain. Oh, I mean, like my back doesn't even close to compare. She is in so much pain, but that's what happens when you have a fracture and a black eye and all the things. And I'm trying not to take your pain meds because you don't want the other issues that come along with pain meds. So yeah, she just is in so much pain, which sucks. I hate that, but she won't be in that much pain for that long. So it's going to be a couple weeks of hell, and then hopefully we'll be okay. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you liked World Girls. Thank you. For those of you guys who didn't check out our donut episode, please go and do so. It was our lowest viewed episode for our IRL episodes. I think that's because, to be honest, I wasn't in the chat because of what was going on with Grammy, and I didn't social out, and I didn't social from World Girls. So it's 100% on me, and Dee and Steph picked up the slack when I needed them to so badly. So very grateful for them, but it's kind of what happened there. In terms of my strategy for tomorrow, okay, so let's talk about it. Actually, right before we talk about that, so that it doesn't go away, Todd Fair said, rich people can be really selfish. I have been a spoiled brat my whole life, and I'm a total pain in the butt. Todd, this is the most, I mean, I love that this comment because, like, if you know it, then at least it's better. Like, at least you're self-aware. What an excellent comment. I grew up wealthy as well. And then I grew up not. I had a lot of money, and then we didn't, and then we had, and then didn't. It was like this. But I will say that I do think that you have to check yourself when you grow up rich. Luckily, I also know what it's like to be broke, ramen eating, can't do anything but work 365 days a year broke. So that was a major humbling reality check. But for people who have never lost and have only had, it's hard. It is hard to like really check yourself. Thank you for knowing that you're a pain in the butt. Anybody who knows who they are is always welcome here. We respect that. As Brittany says, respect the honesty. Totally. Pink Sweets, shout out to you, Todd. Totally. Yeah. Self-awareness is admirable. Yeah. Todd, keep it up. This we love. Honesty we love. All right, so going about the draft, let's talk about it. I'm looking at my draft board right now. So if I am being 100% honest with you guys, here's what I think is going to happen. I think I've said this. I think Kaiser, so there's 5 picks before me. I'm the 6th pick. I think that Kaiser is going to draft Mara. It makes sense because Mara is ridiculously good at the game. She's got a guaranteed match. She's been studying a shit ton for Inner Geekdom. And we know she's playing and she's back. And also her and Dan are in a relationship, so it makes sense for her to go to the dungeon. Then Sam's going to go. He's kind of a wild card, but I know that Sam and Rachel have a really good relationship with Riley and Julie. So I'm kind of thinking he might draft Riley, and he might use Riley as a partner for McQueenie. I think that Sam could also go with an IG or Star Wars player, but I think there's so many Star Wars players, so deep cut that he can get one later on. And IG, I don't know who he would grab there. I don't know that him and Brandon Hanna have any kind of relationship. I don't think he would grab Zipper. I don't think he'd take a risk on a newbie. So I do think that he's probably going to grab either Riley or possibly, if he wanted to go the Star Wars or IG route, maybe Laura Kelly, but I don't think so. I think he's going to grab Mark Riley here and pair him with McQueenie, because I think that Liz and Ethan, because they're such close friends, I think they'd be a team, and we need a McQueenie partner, not him. When it comes to Kate, I'm not sure what she's going to do, but if Laura Kelly is still on the board, I kind of think she'll take her. She also has a guaranteed match. She's a badass Star Wars player. She's proven she's got an excellent percentage, and Kate needs a Star Wars player really badly. So I think she probably will do that. For Coy, I kind of see him taking Demolanta. I know that Demolanta is like much more heel-y than Coy is, but Coy needs somebody in that arena. And I think that would be a smart pick for him. Finstock needs to get somebody who's IG or Star Wars. I think Finstock likes to take risks, but more so than that, I think that Finstock is really into letting Barbarian run his entire faction. I'm being just 100% upfront and honest with you guys right now, hoping that you guys don't repeat this stuff, but do if you want. I think that Finstock is going to take Thomas Harper because of the buzz going on around Thomas Harper. It is possible that Finstock takes Brandon Hanna because he needs an IG player as well. And I could see them working really, really well together, but I'm not positive what he's going to do there. So those are the players that I think are going to be off the board by the time we get to me. And that will greatly determine what I do. I have already said that I think that I need to take a Star Wars or an IG player first. And I also have talked to my players. I've talked to Alex, Mark, and Jeff to death about this, which I love, that they all want to participate and they're all talking to me all the time about it, which is amazing. That Jeff feels really strongly, and I think Mark agrees, about me just taking the strongest player on the board, no matter what category they're in, whether that is a singles player, a Star Wars player, or an IG player. Whoever is the strongest person on the board left, that's who Jeff and the rest of them, I believe, think I should take. I know that I can wait on Star Wars if I want, because Star Wars runs so deep and there's so many badasses in Star Wars this year. And I don't think in those first few, I don't think that Zach, Marie, Molly, Ace, I don't think they're going to be gone in those first few. So those would be all people to look at. And then in terms of IG, I could, same thing that I just talked about, I could take a rookie. We could go with, an Amaru, a Jesse Swift. We could go with a Brandon Hanna or an Eric Zipper or a Janine. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And I don't know what exactly I'll do. Just don't know exactly what I'll do. So those are some of the thoughts that I'm having. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I would love to get your thoughts on what I just said. And if you think I'm really missing out on something or somebody, or not paying attention to somebody in that first round, I would love to know. Going back to Todd Fair, who says, I do not know how to cook. If someone asked me to boil water, I would have to Google how to. Being spoiled is not cool. Wait, Todd, tell me if that's true. Are you now being honest with us or no? Do you legitimately not know how to boil water? Because if you don't, I will tell you how to do it right now on the show, and that can help your life. I also am obsessed with Brandy. Todd is a royal brat. I don't believe it. The super chat love should go higher than $21 if that rich part is true. It's fucking funny. Okay, so let's see what you guys are thinking. So, okay. Jake thinks I should take Molly Damon. Are you saying first or are you saying second round? What are you thinking with that? Jake says machine. So now Jake thinks I should take Janine. You're just shouting out names, Jake. You're just straight up shouting out names. Matt Link says Janine would be a great pick. The reason Janine's awesome is because number one, we're friends. And that matters to me. So that like we have a great working relationship. Or just like she's just a great person. I get along with her easily. I root for her all the time. It's nice that Janine is so great. She also is a killer person to have on a team, not just a faction, but I could team her with somebody. And she's a great singles player. My question with Janine though, is when a lot of these people have been IG heavy for so long, would she be able to keep up in IG? Or is she just better as a singles and teams player? But she's really a great studier too. So those are the kind of the questions when it comes to Janine. Okay, what else are you guys talking about right now? Let's see. Janine and Perry as teams. That would be a great team, honestly. That would be very fun. Malcolm says, take Brandon Hannah, and you also get Sabrina, who hoodwinked you before going to exchange last year, not to be trusted. She did hoodwink me. She did. She's one of the only people I ever fought for. It is what it is. People forget, she said many times she doesn't want to be on Alex's faction, Molly. So that was an interesting news development that happened literally this week when I talked to Alex, and I was like, I'm not even looking at Molly because I'm respecting the fact that she has said multiple times she doesn't want to be on the Stars. And Alex was like, I don't think that's the case anymore. I think she would love to play for the Stars. So that was very surprising to me because that was a new development. And honestly, that was so recent that I hadn't even taken that into consideration because so many times she had stated she didn't want to play on the same team that Alex was on. And Alex had said the same thing. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, before when I was going after a Star Wars player and I ended up with Quevedo, you guys know I tried to get Molly first. And Alex and Molly said to me, like, for our marriage, we don't think it will be as fun. And I was like, what am I going to do? Not listen to them there? But I guess she changed her mind on that one. So yeah, I don't know. Oh my God, Todd. Brandy, look what you did. Todd said, yes, it is true. I'm a spoiled brat and I do not know how to boil water. Okay. So Todd, I'm going to help you. Okay, wait. Everybody pause for 1 second. Hold on. We got to help Todd. I'm still talking. You guys can still hear me. I'm still talking. My kitchen is in the same room as my studio because, as you guys know, poor people problems. All right, so Todd, here we go. Here is what a pot looks like. This is a Self-Lawn pot. I won it on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It's actually really good. It's non-stick, and I love it, okay? It comes with a lid. You don't need to use the lid to boil the water, although it would boil the water faster. So here's how you would boil water. Okay. Todd's winning us over. Yes, Matt. Rob Fishbeck says this show has turned a new leaf. Okay. So say that this is my toner for my face. So I'm not going to waste it. But say that this was water and you get water from a sink. I don't know how little you know. So I just am going to give you all the things. So here's what you would do. You would go to the sink because you can use tap water because you boil it. So it's going to make sure that it's okay. And you turn on the sink. So pretend this is a sink. And you put the water in the pot and you fill it to about halfway. Like halfway. Because when you boil it, it will boil higher. And so you would fill it halfway. And then you would put it on top of the stove. Okay. And on the stove, different people have different stoves. Everybody has a different stove. And so the stove top might look differently. So some people have a stove where you have to turn on the fire. So you would turn it to light and then you would put it on 10 or high. So you push it in, you turn it to light, and then you turn it to high. And the flame, you'll see the flame go. And then you put the pot with the water in it on top of it. And then it would boil. So that would be how you boil it. And you wait probably like 7 minutes and it would boil. If you put the lid on top of it, it would go faster. And if you put salt in there, it will make whatever you're eating taste a little better too, like pasta or whatever. Don't put salt in it if you're just boiling water for like tea or something. You don't want to do that. Okay, that's what you would do. If there's no flame, because it's not a gas stove, it's an electric stove, you would just put it on high. You don't have to light anything. You just put it on high. So I hope that helps. And Todd, as long as you're always upfront and honest with us, we'll always give you the real tea. So yeah, that's the difference between a gas and electric stove. And hopefully you now know how to boil water. Honestly, go and try it. Try it today or tomorrow. Come back to us, report back, and let us know. And I would love to hear more. And any other questions you have, we will happily answer. And hope that helps. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Adding salt will make the water boil faster. That's true, Mr. Theory. That is true. Putting the pot on the fire is key. G. Smith, very good call. Very good call. DK says how to boil water, get an electric kettle. You could do that also. Great job with instructions, Rocks. Matt, thank you. I have done it a time or two. I do it every time I make pasta or ramen or veggies, or literally every day I boil water. I prefer to start on medium low with the flame. That would be if I was cooking something, but if you're boiling water, you start on medium low? How come? Why? Today, Christian said that woman who submitted the interview for Star Wars League was a huge sleeper and has the knowledge. Grab her. Who are you talking about, Lacey? Galen, let me know who you're talking about. Let me know. All right. Redford says always start on high heat if you're making tea and you're using a kettle. Good point. Everybody's being helpful right now. And Bruce wants pasta now, and so do I. It's very true. Yeah. All right. You're welcome, Todd, and thank you for your support. Let's go into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, and see what is going on in here. By the way, thank you to Mark for that question, and hopefully that helps with my strategy tomorrow. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about. G. Smith says, Toddy, what? Rocks. Glad Grammy is okay. G. Smith, fair question, but I think we've solved it, and I'm also glad that Grammy's going to be okay. Texas teacher says, wait, did LD say dick and ice cream? That doesn't sound fun to take from a dude's perspective. Okay, I used to shoot heroin. Who am I to judge? You're still clean and sober, by the way. COVID is hell on sobriety, but I'm keeping with it. Hugs and peace, Texas. I know. I tweeted out supporting everybody who's been able to stay sober during this time, which has been a nightmare of a fucking time. So proud of you for staying clean and sober. Just because you used to shoot heroin doesn't mean you can't judge people for putting their penises in ice cream, because I was thinking the same thing in terms of like, that's cold. So the penis would look very not appetizing. And neither would the ice cream. Okay. Jake Yakoveta in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says thoughts on the little things with Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto coming out tomorrow. Trailer looks good, but I think it'll be on the level of The Bone Collector. Much love to Grammy, and Brandy can suck it. Laugh my ass off. # roller coaster. I don't know. I thought I heard good things about this. So that would be my thought, that I thought I heard good things. But I guess I'll watch it if you guys want to. I haven't seen jack shit this year. That's the truth. I've not watched anything. I've seen like basically nothing this year. Oh, I love you guys rooting for Texas teacher in here. It's awesome. Yay. Leonard Kim in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, hey, Roxy, do you think the Super Bowl will gouge Marvel's confidence in their movie dates? Gauge. When you can't read. I.e., if we get a Shang-Chi trailer during the Super Bowl, would that indicate the Marvel feels good about July 9th and has no plans for changing it? Input is appreciated. No, Leonard Kim, because I think even if we get the trailers, they can always push shit. Like we saw how many people saw Mulan. The press screening and the premiere of Mulan actually happened, and then Mulan was moved. So I don't know that will gauge really what they're thinking, but that's wishful thinking. And also, it's good to keep the Shang-Chi conversation going. Also, Simu Liu. Ha ha. I love Kim's Convenience so much. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider says, hello, Roxy. Much love to you, Grammy and Papa. As always, thanks for hanging out with us for 365 days or until you get the vaccine. Either way, you the fucking best. Roxy is the best. Roxy #1. Yeah. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to you. Congrats on hitting 505 followers and 402 followers on Stereo, RJ, Skittles, Chunk, and the Silver Elf. Wait, how have I hit 505 and 402? How does that make sense? Hopefully you promote it on your IG to bring an audience for your next show, and maybe you can win some of the contest prize money. Either way, Rockstars for the win. Yeah, I saw you message me about that, Glenn. I think I'm going to go live. I think I'm going to go live today. I don't know exactly what time, but I'm probably going to go live maybe right after this. I don't know. Definitely today. Paul 3JP says, what about rocks? Have I earned that? Definitely, Paul. You can call me rocks. Also, buy Naked stock and Dogecoin, both very cheap right now. And the rumor is Reddit is going to target those stocks next. Let's win together. Cheers. Is NAKD Naked? Is that the makeup brand? Or what is that? Let me know. Glenn Caesar says, remember, rock stars, you are kind, you're smart, you are unique, and being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, that's including internet strangers, makes you worthy. Therefore, your story is important and deserves to be seen and heard, and you appreciate it. And saying it again, Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankison, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor, justice for all the people who have lost their lives due to excessive force. Say their names. Thank you, Glenn, for always being our beacon of truth and hope. Our amazing mascot, we love you dearly and appreciate you greatly. Alexander Wilson in the Streamlabs says, are you doing a second round of orders for the calendar? Alexander Wilson, do you live in the United States? Because if so, I think we probably could send one to you. I know we sold out completely, but if we got enough, we might. So let me know. You can always email theworldgirls@gmail.com and ask for one. And then we can give you more details there. The French Taunter says, cheers, Roxy. Cheers, French Taunter. Cheers to you. Whatever a French Taunter means. Sounds like somebody who's not putting their dick in ice cream. Todd Fair. I do not want to learn how to cook. I am an entitled, selfish brat. Plus, I do not own any pots. But thanks for the boiling water lesson. Being spoiled sucks. Wait, but if being spoiled sucks, then why wouldn't you want to learn? Because you don't like being spoiled. Also, what do you mean you don't own any pots? Spoiled people, rich people own a lot of pots. Have you checked your kitchen? Todd, I think very likely there's pots in their kitchen. If you have like a chef or anything like that. Let us know more about your life, Todd. I want a Todd story. Todd story, go Todd story, go Todd story. Also, Todd, thank you for helping me pay my bills this month. I appreciate that. If you're going to be spoiled, but you're going to support, I'll take it. Jake says, French Taunters is from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and the Quest for the Holy Grail, the one who says, I fart in your general direction. Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen those movies. Long ass time. Okay. Let's talk about this WandaVision situation, because we're 34 minutes into the show and all we've talked about is how to boil water. So WandaVision released that trailer for episode 4, and there was a lot of stuff going on in it. Number one, we got some Monica Rambeau stuff. So, that was pretty cool. It seems like we're watching her in the real world after she's been tossed out of the sitcom world. Again, this is not spoilers. This is just the teaser that we saw because I haven't seen episode 4. But when she was bumped and booted from the WandaVision, like the sitcom part of it, we see her in the real world. And now she's next to Jimmy Woo, who we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And just to recall, because if you guys haven't been watching for a while or you haven't seen it in a while, he was the one who was talking to Ant-Man and making sure he wasn't getting any trouble, even though he was. So we also can hear that based on this, that the voice that we heard Wanda hearing, like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? that was definitely him. So we don't know what the answer is to that question yet, still who's doing it to her. But that was kind of a cool, fun thing that we saw. And Monica Rambeau being able to penetrate that force field or like energy field or whatever was going on makes us think that there's somebody out there that they have like other people or agents or bad guys or whatever. They have visitors or neighbors or whatever. So yeah, that was kind of an interesting thing that we saw too. We also saw Kat Dennings, Darcy, who we know from Thor. We haven't seen her in a minute, so we knew that she was going to be on the show, but then the way that we were watching, like the way that we were looking at this, it kind of looked like she was one of the people who was watching the WandaVision sitcom, because we saw that at the end of the first episode, somebody's watching, and now maybe it looks like that's Kat Dennings. So not exactly sure about that, but was kind of cool to see her again. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I think she's very, very talented. Obviously, her character wasn't my number one favorite in Thor, but this was cool to see. And I wonder what her watching means. Yeah, that was interesting. Also, there's all that Agnes stuff going on that people are speculating about. So because of we see like all of the people they've figured out who they really are. Do you know what I'm talking about? The image in the trailer that had all of the images, like they had to figure out who everybody else is. The only person in there is not Agnes, which is one of the reasons, but not the only reason. People are thinking that this is Agatha Harkness. If you take Agatha and you put that with Harkness, Agnes, kind of makes sense. A lot of people believe that is Agnes. Is Agatha. So I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case, and that she is behind all of this. So people have been theorizing that this is her from the beginning. That name Agnes is kind of a dead ringer, but this could be a red herring. And now after this, people are definitely talking about the reveal of Mephisto too, and if that's going to happen. So yeah, a lot of fun things to look forward to. What are you guys thinking about? What are you guys talking about? Rob Fishbeck. Oh, that's how words are formed. Agnes. In case you guys weren't understanding. Andrew says, Kat Dennings is my number 3 hot Marvel girl. LOL. It's very typical you. Very, very typical you. Kat's a great follow on IG. Oh, I got to get on that. This is the first TV show she's done in a while, says Jeremy. Interesting. The wall that shows all IDs of the key characters except for Agnes. Exactly, Bruce. So whatever that. A nice new picture, Bruce. Yes. Changing it up. 2021. Do your thing. MK Songbird said Agnes had no driver's license attached next to her photo on the wall, as well as there not being images of Ralph and Dottie, or at least CG'd out of the trailer. Yeah, that's true. It could have been in there, but they were CGing it out of the trailer. I think Andrew says the beekeeper, maybe when talking about like who could be past the energy field or whatever. Definitely could be that. Sword. Todd Fair says, I own like 2 pots. My parents gave me a few years back, but I am an order in kind of person. I live in Vegas, so I usually at casinos playing poker and eat at casinos pre-COVID. So what are you eating now? Ordering in all the time? Wow. I order in too. I love me some Postmates, but not like all the time because, money. Okay, what else are you guys talking about in here? Very excited to get Kat Dennings and Randall Park back. This is Matt. Yes. John's theory is that Agnes's mystery husband, Ralph, is Mephisto. I think that's a solid theory. Okay. Curious where they're going to explain the Hello Kitty is going on. What the Hello Kitty is going on? I like that expression. Love how the buildup has been within WandaVision. Yeah. This is exciting because this is going to be the first time that I'm watching an episode with you guys. So that's at midnight tonight? Sometime around then, depending on when they drop it. I hate that they do it like this, but it is how they do it. They probably do it because it works for them. Let me know how you're feeling about this WandaVision trailer. Put in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, or right here in the super chat. Unrelated, Brandy says, sending all the love to you and Grammy. I hope you are able to get rest. Also, Jake and I are going to fight when we see each other, and I will make him cry. Much love. Brandy, goals. Thank you. I honestly have not been able to rest too much. I did get a little sleep last night, but I'm just like fucking out of it because of the lack of sleep from recently. But thank you. Appreciate you. Much love. Much love, peeps. Glenn Caesar says, Steph has 402 stereo followers. I meant to include her name in the last Streamlabs, but must have had a brain fire. Oh, shout out to you both for crushing it on stereo. Hopefully you two can convince Darina to get on board with stereo too. Stay winning forever. I don't think Darina wants to be on stereo, but maybe. That would be cool. I would certainly be stoked about that. Redford Reddington says, Roxy, there's a show on HBO Max called Search Party I think you would like. It stars Aaliyah Shawkat. Pretty good. Yeah, a lot of people have been telling me about that. So I will watch. I certainly will. Thank you for keeping me posted, though. I mean, for the rec, I always like to know. Vicious Ocean says Search Party is great. Okay, good. I'm excited for it. I've been binging Community. And that I've been liking, but it's not like something that I want to binge super fast because it gets a little repetitive. So I need some things to pop in and out of. Yeah. All right. Any more Streamlabs? Get them in now. We are going to be getting out of here relatively soon. As I've already talked about, my absolute undying love for Miley Cyrus. I will say, if you didn't check out the Tiny Desk concert she gave, it is so good. She is so good. She is so talented. And yeah, I love everything she's doing. I love that Black Mirror episode. I think she's a really talented actress and that we're going to see more chops from that in the future. I love watching her develop into this like badass rock star. She's got this Joan Jett vibe going on that I'm super duper here for. Her mullet is bizarro, but okay, you do you, boo. I think moving on from Hemsworth is just like and her being bi and just like living her fullest life and dating all of the people. Again, you do you. You're growing the fuck up. You can make whatever decisions you want to make. This concert was great. Her covers have been incredible. If you haven't watched her do her backyard sessions, they're so worth your time. Jolene is one of the greatest ever. Like, just make sure that you're not sleeping on Miley Cyrus because she super duper deserves your attention. And a good place to start was with the Tiny Desk concert that came out today. Glenn Caesar said, from Matt Link, technically you could do a live watch along on stereo with WandaVision tonight if so inclined. What? I don't think so. Because wouldn't you hear WandaVision? It's just me talking. I don't know. How would that work? It's kind of an interesting thought. And then I would have to do it with somebody. That's the hard part about stereo. I can't just go on by myself like I do here every day. Oh, guys. Oh. Oh, usually I try to mute my mic for that, but I was scared if I went that and the sneeze wouldn't come out. And so instead I looked up, I picked me over you guys in that moment. And I'm so sorry that I did so, but I couldn't keep the sneeze in. Not one more time. It keeps happening. Keeps fucking happening. So those are my thoughts on Miley Cyrus. Those are my thoughts on WandaVision. Those are my thoughts on Schmodown and the draft, at least for the first couple of rounds. I mean, we got a lot of people to draft. So I definitely have thoughts as it goes deeper in, but those were some of my early on thoughts. I also wanted to acknowledge that I officially got my Facebook back. Thank God for Steph Sabra, who connected with me, somebody over at Facebook. It's been a nightmare. So I've been hacked 3 times, which means it's obviously directly a target at me. For those of you guys who have said pick a more difficult password, I don't know how my password could be more difficult. It's like a bunch of fucking whatever. It's not even a real fucking password. Like, people would tell me turn on two-step verification. The whole time I've had two-step verification on. It only has my email and my phone number. I don't know how they continue to hack it. I don't know what's happening. I do have an idea of the type of person who's probably doing it, but I don't know exactly who it is. Then my personal page was hacked and my business. Then again, my personal, Christian Harloff texted me this morning and said, did you delete your Facebook? Somebody had hacked in and deleted my entire Facebook. So now I believe that I have back all of them. I have my personal back and I have my business one back. It might still be called Alabama Tide, whatever, because I had to I had to request to change it back to Roxy Stryer. Apparently it takes 3 days to approve. It can take up to 3 days, but that is now me. It is all now me. I have all those things turned on. We'll see if I get hacked again. Then this person can just keep on fucking hacking me. I mean, it's nothing more than a nuisance. If they just want to be annoying, that is what it is. But like, it's just like, who in life wants to be a fuckhead like that? It's just such a stupid thing to aspire to be. But anyway, I have him back. So there's that. There is that. Very fucking annoying. Okay, time to get out of here, I believe. Let me know if you have any last minute questions, comments, concerns. Streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Jake Yakoveta in here says, the only way Brandy could make me cry is if she killed a puppy in front of me or something. She doesn't want these problems. I don't know that Brandy's prepared to kill a puppy just to make you cry, but I don't know that she's not. We don't know what you guys are capable of, you fighting creatures, you. Glenn Caesar says, yeah, Roxy, I think you would have to mute WV and watch with closed captioning on if you did a watch along on stereo. Plus, you need a co-host. Yeah, I just don't know if that's the move, but it is an interesting thought, so I do appreciate that always. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing Only Stupid Answers with DJ Wooldridge. Then tomorrow afternoon, I will be doing Live at the Roxy. And then tomorrow evening, of course, is the draft, and I will see you guys there. Did my voice just crack? I'll see you there. There. I'll be there. Oh, it is what it is. Just kind of is what it is. Much love, everyone. Put down your toilet seats and your lids. Call your loved ones. Take care of your grandparents, your parents, whoever it is that needs it. We're on this planet to help each other, not hurt each other. Don't hack into people's Facebook. It's just a fucking waste of your time. Put your energy into good. Love one another. Make your beds. All that great stuff. And I'll see you guys sometime today on stereo and sometime tomorrow in all of the places I am.